When the market's volatile, when the market drops and it stays down, the financial vultures come out and look for prey. How do you make sure that you spot them and you make sure you avoid being the victim? I've got 3 things to look out for, that and more coming up. My name is Mike Bernard. I'm the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners right here at Korhorn Financial Group. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. That's right, guys. The climate is ripe for financial vultures, okay? Folks that are looking out for the weak, the wounded, and trying to sell or talk them into financial tools and investments that are just not appropriate. And when the market is volatile, when the market goes down and stays down like this, yes, you can feel like, during that temporary decline, you can feel like it's not temporary, that it's going to be permanent, that you're going to lose all your money, that you've made an enormous mistake, and oftentimes that just leads you to say, I'm desperate, I'll do anything to stop this. And that's exactly when financial vultures, when these financial vultures come out, and the things that they're saying sound even more appealing, because they'll promise that they could have avoided this, and they'll help you, and they've got the solution. It's easy to fall victim during these crisis times. That's why I'm always going to tell you, work with a certified financial planner, not just a certified financial planner, but one that is doing comprehensive financial planning, because that comprehensive financial planning, not only will it be guided by sort of the fiduciary ethics, but it will also ensure that the choices that you make with your money is bringing synergy to your financial life, not kind of only solving one temporary solution, but creating problems in other areas, which oftentimes these investment tools or products that these financial vultures are pitching, that's often the result. So work with your CFP. Now, in the meantime, or in between meetings or something, what do you need to look out for so that you don't fall victim to these financial vultures? Number one, and the most obvious one, is beware of promises that are too good to be true. And that's a general statement, and it's like, okay, yeah, duh, but we hear it all the time. An investment that only has upside and no downside, that doesn't exist. And now you might say in normal times, well, of course, I know that. Yeah, but during extreme market environments like we're going through right now, that sense of desperation can be there. And when someone is saying, well, listen, during this environment, you could have this upside and no downside, you might be more prone to believe it. And so be wary of folks that are offering or recommending an investment instrument that only has upside and no downside. That's not possible. The thing that is the closest to it is a treasury bond, treasury bill, and right now a treasury savings bond, an I bond. This is the closest thing to saying, well, there's only upside and there's no downside. But even that has some downside. The downside, we've done some videos on this, is yes, when you invest, you will get an interest rate that's locked in for 6 months, and that interest rate is made of 2 components. A fixed rate, which is currently 0, and an adjustable rate that adjusts with inflation. But there's risk, and there is downside, okay? And that downside is, listen, you've got to hold the thing for at least 12 months, okay? If you cash it in after 12 months but before 5 years, you've got to give up some interest, and that variable component of the interest rate, that could go negative. Now, it's a government investment, so it's not going to go down in value, but you could have this, you could hold this investment where right now it's earning a lot, but at some point it could change and earn nothing. And so even that, right, has some risk, but that's the closest thing to something that promises upside with no downside. Anyone that is pitching an insurance-based product or something that's not the government or some other type of tool that all they say is this is your upside and there is no downside, that doesn't exist. Okay, so watch out for promises, investment promises that are too good to be true. Oftentimes, these investments that are too good to be true or feel too good to be true, you end up making a commitment and then you have no more choice. You are locked into these things. So that's the second thing to look out for. And a simple question could be, well, if I want to get back out of this investment, what's the process? Okay, what happened? Am I able to do so? And a lot of these tools that financial vultures, if you will, are recommending at times like these are ones that, it's very easy to get in, and it's really hard or impossible to get out. And sometimes, right, of course, so they're sneaky, so they'll be anticipating this question, hoping that it doesn't come. But if you do then ask, okay, well, what if I don't like it? Can I get out? You've got to watch out for, well, yeah, you've got 30 days to get out. Okay, that's just how insurance investment works. They call it a free look period. That's not enough time because you won't know within that time period whether you like it or not. It's not like, trying on jeans or something like that. Well, I'll wear them a little bit and we'll see if I like them. Or no, that's not how it works, okay? In investment, in 30 days, you're not going to know whether this is the right thing or not, okay? So the 30-day free look period, that's not a good answer. And the other one is, oh yeah, no problem. You can, just give us a call, blah, blah, blah. No, so you're gonna want to ask for more information. Okay, so I can sell the investment. Will I get it back? Will I have it to pay a penalty? Something like that. Investments that are very easy to get into and very difficult or painful to get out of often are signs that this is an investment that is one that you shouldn't use. Financial planning is all about, and if you think about this rationally, unemotionally, and that's the thing, we're very emotional right now about our investments. So, but unemotionally, financial planning is really all about creating as many choices and options as possible, and then looking at those options and saying, well, what's the best choice, okay? Saving up for your future gives you more options as to when you can retire. Or when, how much you can draw out of your investments, that sort of thing. So sometimes these investments that sound very appealing at this moment, when the stock market and bond markets are down, it's easy to get in, and then you don't have a lot of choice. You can't really get back out because of fees, because of certain restrictions and guarantees. You can't get back out. Got to be watchful for that. And then the third thing that you got to be watchful for, and that's this last point, is tied to it, is excessive and high fees, okay? Oftentimes, these types of tools, they'll promise you, here's upside and there's no downside. It'll be very easy to get into, but it's very hard to get out. And if you were to get out, you'd be paying a significant penalty, 8, 9, 10%. I've seen double that, okay? It's outrageous. And so you've got to be aware of what the fees are on an ongoing basis, and whether that will erode your investment return and how those fees work. But then more importantly, is there a fee or a penalty when you go to withdraw money and take money out? Those are the three things that you need to look out for right now when the financial vultures have come out and look for prey, look for victims, and at times when the voices that they have, the things that they communicate sound sweeter to your ears simply because of the concern and the chaos that's happening temporarily in the market. So, as always, the antidote is working with a certified financial planner. It is okay for you to hear one of these advertisements or hear from someone that promotes this and go to your CFP and say, is this a good idea or not? If they're a fiduciary, and a certified financial planner is supposed to be a fiduciary, and if they're doing comprehensive financial planning for you, they're going to look through and look at your cash flow situation, your protection planning, your tax picture, the rest of your investments. I'm not saying that, some dollars in fixed investments or something like that is a bad thing. No, maybe it's an appropriate thing, okay? And we use them at times when it makes sense, but not to such an extent that it reduces and limits your choices and you have inflexibility. Basically, your CFP is going to tell you, does that tool fit in your arsenal? Does it fit with your overall financial plan? Okay, so work with your certified financial planner. Be wary of financial vultures and what they're communicating right now, how appealing it can sound. Work with your CFP and avoid those big mistakes. If you don't have a CFP that can help you with that or give you a second look on your overall portfolio and financial structure, see if everything's working in synergy, you can call us. You can find us online, Korhorn.com. That's Korhorn with K, wisemoneyshow.com. You can find us there as well, or give us a call, 574-247-5898. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.